but they selling right here. This was from like Halloween or something. By the way, I'm back at GraveFace Museum. Burn, burn, burn. Ballistic, a lot of music things. Look like they're for auction. Deers. Here are the lines of all the stuffed animals, or the head animals, mounted head animals, bear, little deer.
Hi, welcome in. Hang in there.
Freddy Krueger mask, and there's a like Boglins. They're like toys from like the 80s, and they started selling them. Had to like call a special number.
Oh yes, I remember you. Yeah, I was helping you out with the parking, right? Yeah, Park Savannah. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, same here.
A lot of stuff they have here.
Now, since y'all have already been here before, do you want me to do the first room for you again, or do y'all just want to go with it?
Just going.
Good.
Have a lot of stuff here, and they kept this from Halloween. By the way, this opened Valentine's Day of 2020. Kind of its early birthday, I think. Dark Lord Boglins. These are the glow-in-the-dark ones. I especially love this one. Like a clown or something. Lizard.
Not that small thing. I wish it was that small thing.
Snake. Moose. Creepy Mickey Mouse mask right there. And then a moose. A lot of action and horror characters, action figures. From Troll.
Oh, don't even get me started on Magnus. I've been begging my boss to make some Magnus.
There's a lot of Halloween themed stuff here. Love that 80s art right there. All the color changing stuff, and the little cowboy looking art spot polka dots right here. Yeah.
Are y'all here to see the new?
By the way, guys, interesting news. They're going to be adding Captain John Leslie exhibit here. So that's kind of cool. Let me show you all these little, a spider fawn from 1960, little two-headed deer. Spider fawn. Like a clown. Furry fish up here, and then some Fiji mermaids. This one doesn't have. This was just an art, not a real Fiji mermaid. It's unknown. Oh, sorry. It's unknown where the artist who worked on this, but it's a Fiji mermaid.
Welcome everyone to our even Clementine, our adorable five-legged cow. Look at that face. One of my favorites is in the case over here, the spider fawn, born with 2 heads and 6 legs. And of course, nothing is complete without a circus bear to really tie the room together. Now, a lot of people always ask me, what's so special about the bear? I mean, 2 arms, 2 legs, 1 head. How boring, am I right? Well, can anyone here ride a unicycle? I rest my case. Thank you for the pity laugh on my dad joke. Now, all of these animals were born this way. That makes them a little different from sideshow gaffs. A sideshow gaff is made of real animal parts, but that doesn't necessarily make it a real animal. One of the most famous being in the case here. This is going to be the Fiji mermaid. That's going to be made using half of a fish and half of a monkey, and I guess that's how you make a mermaid. But one of my favorite renditions of the Fiji mermaid is going to be that drop-dead gorgeous redhead in the case right in front of you, sir. That is Homer Tate's fish girl. Now, she got her luscious locks from his wife, the teeth from a dead cat, and the leg from a mummified turtle. Speaking of mummies, all the mummies that you're going to see in this room were made by Homer Tate, but he also dabbled in the art of making shrunken heads. If you were to look into the Wolf Boy case here, you will see a shrunken head by Homer Tate. It's not a real shrunken head, but it is made with real human hair, thus making it a gaff. But if you were to look at those two next to the Fiji mermaid, oh yes, those are going to be two real shrunken heads in that case. Homer Tate started digging up dead bodies in the latter half of his career, as one does. Then he started chopping their heads off, removing the skulls and boiling the rest of the head down until you got something that looked a little bit like that. Now that is the real recipe on how to make a shrunken head, but please don't try it at home, you will go straight to jail. Much like Homer Tate, though he got away with it about 50, 60 times before finally being arrested, all the while being the town sheriff himself. If y'all want to put a face to the name, this is the man, the myth, the legend, the late great Homer Tate. Once he was released from jail, he never made another piece ever again. But we have all of these to remember him by, which is nice. And before you ask, that is not a real dead body hanging there. I know. Just a game. Now, another fun fact about the room that we're all standing in. All of the wood that you're going to be seeing on the walls in here actually came from a real-life Savannah hoodoo house. It was occupied by Ophelia Baker, aka Madam Truth. She was a very powerful psychic and a well-respected individual in Savannah, Georgia. She passed away in 1977, and unfortunately her house did burn down as well. But luckily we were able to get out there with the permission of the family and save what we could, and now we have a little tribute set up for Ophelia. We love all of our Savannah locals that are featured in the museum, except for maybe the ones up in the cult room, but I'll let y'all decide on that one. Now the last thing I'm going to leave you with is whenever we moved into this building, we did stumble upon a lot of false walls, as well as rooms that were not on the blueprints. Some of the things that we found behind those walls were pretty interesting. One of them being this old 78 record, which is creatively titled Chanting, Speaking in Tongues, and Sermon. Now, we decided to play that at our Halloween party last year. Everyone had a great time except for me. It kind of scared the shit out of me. But what you gonna do? It is Halloween. We did also decide to keep this false wall intact because what we found behind there was just too cool. And I don't think any of us wanted to touch it, but y'all are more than welcome to come up one at a time and take a closer look. So that back there is going to be a real hoodoo altar. We did also contact the city just to be like, hey, someone left their things in the wall. And they had told us that no one had... Oh yes, the cats and the rats. I love them. Although I didn't actually know that these were kittens until like a month ago when I made a passing comment like, oh my gosh, I love the little rats. And Chloe the co-owner was like, those are cool kittens. Yeah, but Chloe did the rats over here. She also is the co-owner, and she'll be up in the John Wayne Gacy room, so definitely praise her. But she does our taxidermy classes, so if you ever feel like taking a class, you got it.
I don't live here.
Oh, perfect. Well, welcome to Savannah.
Thank you. Your horses are right.
Also, awesome tote bag.
Oh, thank you.
We have our Have a Killer Day tote bags look just like that.
Nice.
I love
Yes.
it. Have fun. So you're going with the Mothman today. Very good.
Two-headed pig. African stuff. And then there's Clementine, the five-legged cow. She's looking pretty cool. 1, 2, 3. And here is the zoo/circus exhibit right here. And they feature a lot of old-timey circus actors and stuff. It's pretty cool. The little midget right here. slideshow characters right here. Basically non-normal humans, like the world's tiniest man, the floor's taller, the fattest woman. You know, if you've seen an old cartoon, you know what I'm talking about, like Scooby-Doo, stuff like that. Do not sit in this chair. Painted by Captain Don Les. Some old circus advertisements right here. Very old age. Yeah. The sword swallower, the fire eater, stuff like that. Captain Don. December 29th, 1937 until June 4th, 2007. A lot of old, small details. This is like a book, circus book. Pretty old. And then in here is an alien room featuring extraterrestrial aliens. Now, aliens don't obviously look like this, only in cartoons. The generic green, black-eyed aliens with no sclera. These are like newspapers of these beings. A lot of people think aliens are real. To me, in my opinion, they're just dumb cartoons. But who knows? Cool spaceship and some art. Here, like a killer exhibit. Set call set, last rites kit. Like Jesus there, spoon, a lot of stuff. Even some holy water, which is in there. This is the restroom, and sadly it's out of order. Snow's Memorial Chapel, North Carolina. And I like this gold thing. John W. Shook. Punishing Undertaker. Furnitures, pianos, organs, screwings, and machines. New York City. Rumless, New York City. Wax head from Embling School. This was a final assessment for a learning how to recreate realistic human figures, which is kind of cool. Wonder who was the student who made this, who sculpted this. And yeah, they kept it ever since. That's pretty cool. Embling and Anastasia equipment. And this was from the 40s. This was from the 40s. lot of old stuff right here. Yeah. Well, they're the hidden police cop hat up there. A lot of hidden stuff. And a dead corpse. The old fellow skeleton. The skeleton was actually the great grandfather of Ryan GraveFace, museum's owner. So that's kind of depressing. The owner of this place's father is just resting here. And there's more stuff upstairs. Chucky. And a lot of clown stuff. There's a lot of clown stuff in here. And there's a vintage clown doll right here with clown paintings. Ooh, a funny mirror. Oh look, my hands are big. Hand sanitizer. Please hand sanitize your hand before playing the pinball. Okay. Now, for people who are afraid of dolls, I suggest skip this part. Wall-E talks. This creepy little fellow entered our flagship store, GraveFace Records, and accessories in a box of beaten up records with a couple of other battered toys from some neighborhood guy. Ryan brought the box knowing the records were trash, mostly just because he liked the guy and was delighted by how frightening his dolls were. And this is kind of stereotypical, kind of racist. And then there's Slappy from Goosebumps. And there's Chucky. It's kind of dim in here. Child's Play 2 by Universal Pictures. Sorry, Jack. Chuck's back. Universal. Now, for people who grew up with like Chuck E. Cheese or Showbiz Pizza, places like that, this is basically what this is, but without the animatronics. Right here is Dungeons and Dragons Tower of Doom. I think Angry Video Game Nerd played this and he raged at it. Or is it another game? But yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. I'm gonna play some pinball games. I need some tokens. Oh, I guess not. Try another shot. That was cool. Right here is the Monster Bash. And this one's very cartoony. figures there. Frankenstein. Now this is the game Angry Video Game Nerd hated. Ghosts and Goblins. I believe Showbiz Pizza had this, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Basically an arcade game from the 80s or 90s, one of the two, but specifically the 80s. Yep, this was from the 80s, 1986. A lot of other art up there. Some Chinese lunar New Year lanterns about to be hung up. Midway. I think Angry Video Game Nerd played this too. Mortal Kombat. Some more pinball games up over here and some arcade games. I believe this one's abandoned, or a lot of Halloween stuff still not taken down. Bone Busters. Creature Castle art up here, Pinball Pit. And I believe this is Michael Jackson playing. Yep, Michael Jackson. The Addams Family pinball game. And this one's under maintenance, so that's kind of cool. Some behind the scenes footage. And all these mechanics and stuff. Pretty awesome. And this is Centura game. Sorry you can't see, it's in the dark. And I'm not allowed I don't think you're allowed to do flash. But yeah. Pretty cool behind the scenes thing. And here in this glass case are Raggedy Ann dolls and clowns. And Bert and Ernie Halloween masks are right here. Looking pretty scary. Especially Bert over here. Looking deep in my soul. Alright, let's go upstairs. Slideshow freaks, oddities, and other stuff. Why alike. Paint. Upstairs, museum continues. This creepy Ronald McDonald looking over here stalking us. Hill do not like being... Do not touch. Definitely. Some awesome art right here. And there's like a little mouse girl sitting up on here. Let's go through here. Oh, look. Take a look over. So in here is all the things like Span Ranch. Span Ranch or something. Some pants. Redwood roof shingle from Sharon Tate and Roman Polanski's house. Oh, this is the wood that was once on the house. Sorry, guys. As long as you still participate. Space Jazz. And there's a lot of whips and a mask. bunch of stuff. Jim Jones glasses. Now Jim Jones is a horrible man. He designed some resort for like islanders, and he poisoned them with like Kool-Aid, a different kind of great poison Kool-Aid. So yeah, this is just an art thing of him, art sculpture of him. The Hollow Earth by Raymond Beernerd. This copy, Hollow Earth, was owned by one of Heaven's Gate members that committed suicide. It was produced in 1999, auction, and has the Heaven's Gate seal on it. And there it is, all the people dying on the island because of the Kool-Aid. And these are actually the poison Kool-Aid he gave the people on the island. Little owl.
Of course.
You know what? This art right here kind of reminds me of that one episode of SpongeBob where Patrick and SpongeBob had to paint Mr. Krabs' wall in his house. This is kind of creepy. And I love this 90s/80s type of swirls and dots and stuff, triangles. And then over here is the art gallery. Love this dog. And a lot of disgusting imagery. All the Hollywood monsters. Frankenstein up here. An eagle. Motorcycle.
And also, basically, draw for fun. He was financing illegally, paintings, art, anything, basically. It's just kind of a unique.
And yeah, the last of all, we have the Cabbage Patch Kid doll clown. Another famous toy of the 80s, the Cabbage Patch Kids. Do they even sell Cabbage Patch Kids anymore? They once did at one point. And over here has to be my favorite area. All the Disney characters. John Wayne Gacy painted, but he was a killer. He became a killer. The Fantasia Mickey and the Disney poster book.
Right, that's just how it's just a normal page, and then it's like written out, and it's like draw the other half of the horse, and like
there's nothing really new about the other than they're gonna add a new exhibit here featuring Captain, like I said.
And like photos of them, and so it would be a
the dwarves, which Disney is going to be removing for the live-action remake. So yeah.
That's super cool. It's pretty interesting because again, he would just throw that away. That was part of the process that he would just like get rid of. And Ronnie was like, "Wait, how do you do it? Like, what's your process like?" And he told me, he was like, "I will like keep it, and then I'll pick it up next time I see you." So yeah, it's kind of cool to actually see that. Yeah, it makes sense.
Oh yeah, and this is a clown. He became a clown at kids' birthday parties, and then he started killing children at his birthday parties.
Like his original too, because that's a very like Gacy looking.
John Wayne Gacy.
Those are the words of John Wayne Gacy.
So yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.